guys, welcome back to Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 7, Episode 4. So we lead off with the latest episode, and we're back with Miami Tip and Alan's wife, Amada's baby father, and she is showing off the text messages and possible contracts of Alan being a paid baby daddy. And continuing with the conversation, Alan's wife is revealing that, she somehow fell in love, and that's why she decided to have kids, because the only reason why Alan even agreed to film with Amada is to help out his real estate business, and the wife agreed as well. So somewhere it went left. Alan got too big for his britches, actually slept with Amada, and then Amada just said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and have his kids, and then I'm just going to have to take this man from this woman. And we're also learning that Amada may or may not have put a little bit of voodoo. I'm not sure if it's voodoo or not. I don't want to hurt nobody by saying that. But Amada may or may have not put a spell on Alan, and the mom knew about it and things like that. It's like, there's so much stuff coming out, and I hope it's not true. Amada, why are you going through all these lengths just to be with a married man? I mean, we've seen it on the show. We've seen Gayu and her sister go through all this and go through the voodoo thing, and it's like, for what? A man that's never gonna stop cheating? Like, who wants to be with that? Who wants to be with a married man? Why not? Why are y'all fighting over these buckethead dudes? I don't get it. Like, what is the appeal? It doesn't make any sense when y'all are fine enough to find better men. Now, after this discussion, we then turn into Ching Diamond. She's now pregnant from the last season, and, she's no longer in Miami. She's back in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, Ching Diamond is at her sister's house, about to have a baby, and she's still talking about this man that she basically took care of while he was in jail, and then he gets out, and now he's acting a whole fool. Well, of course he's acting a whole fool. You let him get away with it. And then of course you do a little revenge, you cheat. So you don't know if this man is the baby father or not. But at the same time, you're allowing this man to constantly disrespect you, constantly be in and out of your life. You're constantly taking care of him, but you haven't made him step up or, want to be a part of your life. So I don't understand. Again, I don't understand the appeal with these men that y'all want to just settle for that's not going to do right by you. And now you're sitting here on national television crying about some man that don't care about you because you care too much about him and not enough about yourself. And now we are back in Miami with Alan's wife, and I guess she's getting ready to go out on their anniversary because that's what they're in Miami for. And as Alan's wife is getting ready, she gets a call from Alan's mom, Martha, and Martha lets her know that Alan has been detained at the airport. So as Alan's wife gets information about Alan's whereabouts, where he's going to be detained at, how long it may take to process, she also has to pick up his stuff from the airport. And now Alan seems to think that it has something with Amada's doing, that he was detained, because we don't yet know the charges, but he thinks Amada may have gotten him detained because she knew that they were filming. And I have to say, Amada is not looking innocent at all. So in this next scene, we are at the studio. We see a guy doing Afro beats because Michael Blackson is investing in him. He's going to be one of his artists in Miami. And even though we're watching him do his music, which actually does sound pretty nice, Michael Blackson also wants to do a song for his son with Rada. Michael, the thought is sweet, but however, you in some deep crap. I don't think Rada's ever going to leave you no matter what you do, but at the same time, she's going to be PO'd with you for a while. And I don't know why you keep going around telling all the men about how you got 2 chicks pregnant at the same time, because what they supposed to do? They ain't going to help you out. They don't even know what they would do in that situation either. You should have just stuck to the agreement that Rada gave you. She let you off your leash. She let you go on ahead, have fun with whatever side chick. Hey, the only deal was don't get attached. And what did you do? You get attached. I don't know what you were looking for, some type of sympathy, some type of help, but you shouldn't get it. Now, after watching Michael Blackson, we get to the scene where we see Trick Daddy and his friends hanging out with each other. We then see Pinky Doll pull up because she's going to meet up with Trick to try to possibly further her career and help her with her rap game. Now, as Pinky Doll and Trick sit down and talk, he starts to talk about her music and what he expects, and also, what her previous music was like, and he's just going to give it a real. One thing I can't respect about Trick, he going to give you the game to your face, and you just going to have to take it or leave it. Pinky Doll's going to have to change her style. She's going to have to change her ways, and yeah, she's going to have to change everything about herself. You're rapping in America. You're not rapping back in Canada. But after that, y'all, Trick is a man of his word. He's going to bring some people to help her out with her style, with her new gimmick, and I guess, with her rap game. Now, back in Omaha, Nebraska, where Ching Diamond is now at because she's getting ready for the birth of her new baby. And now she's talking about Marquez and them two meeting up because they've always been having arguments. And you know what? Marquez has been for the streets. But like I keep saying, Ching, you let him be for the streets and then you let him come right back up under you. I don't understand how this man can constantly cheat on you and then get mad because you decided that you want to creep out and now the baby may not be his. I can get that part, but at the same time, he was just as dirty as you was to him. Both of y'all was cheating on each other. Both of y'all been making mistakes, and he's never been the man for you. You've been trying to mold this man into what you want him to be, and if he doesn't want to be that man, why are you sticking around? Now, while Ching has been pregnant and, going through everything, she calls her manager to try to get some type of advice. And another thing, you really slowed it down, because I don't think you ever going to stop rapping, but you slowed down your career for this man to do what again? This man not contributing not a thing, and you slowed down your career to possibly have his baby, if it's his or not. And now you're in a situation where, it's going to be a struggle for another while. Ching, when you came onto the scene, you was real good, and I hope you get back to that. So after the conversation with her manager / friend, Marquez finally shows up and she meets him in the restaurant to talk about their relationship. So while these two discuss their relationship, he's using the excuse of he doesn't know if this baby's really his, and he has a right to feel that way. But at the same time, don't tell her you're going to be all in, and then as soon as you get around your boys, your mans and them, and you dip out for days at a time and not say nothing to her, then all of a sudden you change your mind. Then step out and then be out until you know if that baby is truly yours. And to be honest, I'm sick of watching these two in a ghetto love story, because we all know he is only here for a come up. And like I've previously said, Ching, you really downed yourself for this man for no apparent reason. So in this next scene, we see Alan's wife and his mom shows up to her hotel because I'm guessing they're going to have to go to trial for Alan for him getting detained at the airport. And apparently Alan is still locked up because he had a past case that was closed, but now it has been reopened. Now they're not giving out real details, but it looked like it's something serious because she did mention cold case. So it may be, one of those serious cases I can't really mention on here, but they're going to try to figure this out, and they're going to try to make sure that all of his truths come out and, help Alan with this case. And now apparently after speaking more with Alan's mother, she had called Amada to see what had happened, what had went down. And of course, Amada acted like she didn't know what was going on. But Amada gave herself away and let Alan's mom know that, hey, I was also at the airport too. So apparently Amada did know. And we just, getting bits and pieces of this story. And as the mom continues to explain that Amada had apparently got nervous, wanted to stop by the house and talk to her, but then made a complete scene and just kind of like threw herself like she doesn't want to be destroyed because of Alan's wife and Alan. But Amada, you should never entangled yourself with that man in the first place. You should have upheld that contract of him just being a paid boyfriend and not having that man's kids. And also, apparently, Alan or somebody sent the mom a picture of Amada supposedly doing some type of witchcraft to make sure that Alan stays entangled with her. And I'm sorry, but this does need to be the last season of this franchise, because if you going through that many lengths just to stay with this man for TV, for you to look good, that's not healthy. That's on some mental health type level stuff that you just need to get handled with a therapist. Now after that scene, we see Trick Daddy, Hot Topic, and I guess we are going to see Pinky Doll to try to give her a better style for her to be able to fit in Miami in the scene life, the rap life, and the nightlife. Now as the scene goes on, we see that Pinky Doll is looking at some of the Miami fashion and not really feeling it. But I'm like, sweetie, you in a whole nother level. You in a whole nother state, a whole nother country. If you want to get on the scene, you're going to have to be the scene, and you're going to have to dress like that, how they dress. Some of the stuff, I probably wouldn't wear, but some of the stuff was kind of actually cute for Pinky Doll. I don't know why she was turning her nose up at it. Hot Topic was there to try to help. And I can see where Hot Topic caught her attitude, because Hot Topic was actually being nice at first. And now here you are trying to make it in Miami, but you questioning every type of thing that I'm trying to help you out with. So after a few cute outfits that Hot Topic had picked out for Pinky Doll, tension is getting a little high because, Hot Topic is now starting to throw a little diss because she feels the type of way that Pinky Doll doesn't like her style. And the ladies kind of get into it about, who's hot, who's not, what style, what's cheap, what's not cheap. And of course, Trick doesn't like it. There's too much negativity around here. But Pinky Doll throwing things, it would have took more than security to get me up off of her, because I'm trying to help you look good, honey. And I don't know why Pinky Doll keeps mentioning she from the hood, baby. I don't give a fuck what hood you from. You disrespect me, it's gonna take more than security guards to get me up off of you. You getting styled by someone else, and they taking their time out their busy day, and you disrespectful with it, acting like you don't know what to wear. And mind you walking around wearing snow boots in Miami heat. So of course, after that, Trick breaks it up and kind of sits down and wants to get to know Pinky Doll a little bit more. And, of course, she starts to get emotional about how she had to grow up and how she had to be a stripper and make money for her mom and so they can live. And then how she broke into the internet being a cosplay or, some type of anime character. And I get your struggle. I respect the hustle. But at the same time, if someone's helping you out, the last thing you should do is turn up your nose when they want you to get in the game. So after the scene with Trick and Pinky Doll, we get to Michael Blackson pulling up on Rada to be there for her when the baby's about to come. And of course, Rada opened the door with straight attitude because your homegirl just gave you proof that your man that you let slide out every now and again, he has a baby by someone else. And I don't know why Michael acting surprised. You may have not known who told her, but you knew your secret. And you should have just confessed it right then and there, even before the young lady got pregnant. So crazily, Michael Blackson tries to diminish, what his part was involved in, how it's no big deal that he has another baby on the way, not taking into the consideration of Rada's feelings. And, it's kind of expected of Michael to do this, but at the same time, I understand why he's doing this. Rada has let him get away with so much already. So what's the big deal of me getting someone else pregnant? I'm out there with other women. And even in the midst of this argument, Rada's crying. She's revealing all how he's taking this woman on trips. It doesn't matter if you took her on this trip because you didn't even tell me you was doing this and stuff like that. He's still not taking it seriously. He's like, oh, well, the baby have someone else to play with. And she's like, no, I'm not about to kumbaya with this broad. And I get Rada in this moment. But at the same time, Rada, you allowed this man to step out on you so you can still sit in his wealth. And with this issue, Rada storms off and she just doesn't want to be near him, which is understandable. This next scene, we see Ching Diamond, and I'm guessing she's on her way to have her baby. And of course, Marquez been gone for 2 days. He's going to use that same excuse on her. I don't even know if the baby's mine, and he dipped on her, hanging out with his friends and stuff, or so he says. And now she's arguing with him while she's on her way to have a baby, stressing this child out and even stressing herself out, which is not good. So now they both mad at each other. They're arguing, and she hangs up on him. So even though they left off on a bad note, in the last scene, we do see Rada and Michael get in the car because Rada is about to be induced. And on the way to the hospital, we see Michael Blackson, not taking her condition serious again, or even her feelings, because he wants to play this song that he says that he wrote for his kid and Rada. But at the same time, did you just forget that you got outed by having another baby with another woman? Rada don't want to hear that song, and she don't really want to hear your voice. But I'm guessing he's used to Rada just turning around to just forgive him instantly because she wants to, the status of being with him. And he's not understanding why she hasn't forgiven him already. And then the episode ends there. So I don't understand why Rada playing like she ain't about to forget this man. Rada, you not going nowhere. But this episode is over. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.